Please wait, we're live soon.
Hello everybody, hello. Yeah, the plan would be to do a live giveaway. I never did this and I thought it would be funny. Should I already tell them what it is? No, we will make this. Let me know how much of you will be able to join via Zoom to actually show themselves or just at least talk to me via Zoom, and so that we can do the giveaway. I'd join Zoom, but kids are here. That doesn't matter. Kids are fun. Let's just see if we start this Zoom meeting, what happens. I don't know.
Murray, you're in Austria, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep. So the guy that asked, that's where RCSchim is from, Austria.
Oh, thanks for reading the comments and helping me out. That's. I need a co-host, so. Thomas might speak. Maybe my internet is overloaded. Hey, there's a second. Catman. Turns out that's my first time using Zoom on the stream. So I'm learning as we go. That's what I want. I want the gallery view. Bruce, I hate to ask you this, but could you turn off your camera at least?
I can do that. Then you've got to find out how first. Hang on, there we go. Look, now I've disappeared. I'm gone, but I'm still here.
It's very nice to still have you in audio, but I'm trying to save bandwidth here.
Did you post a Zoom link in the comments or something? See if I can click on.
Yeah, please try it. Please try it, Bruce. Okay. So, thanks a lot.
Give that.
Bye.
Bye. For the moment.
Hope to see you back soon. This is the Speedy B flight control and ESC stack that I want to do the giveaway with the viewers in the Zoom meeting. It's really nice hardware and the stream was jumpy like crazy and I didn't know what was going on. Everything went really bad and I thought it was Zoom and streaming at the same time, but in reality it was just a big fat heavy snowstorm that kinda blocked my LTE internet. I normally have like 20 Mbits of upload, which should be sufficient, but yeah, it wasn't at this time. But luckily later it got better. Like the most anticipated RCSchim 3! Short and pain. It was the number 3. 3 is Mr. Ritter Friedrich, or Friedrich Ritter, as we would say.
Super! Wunderbar!
Congratulations!
Danke.
So, now that we got this out of the way. Oh my god. I saw you! Hello! Yeah, we should, So we see...
We won, buddy, we won!
Congratulations!
Make sure to leave me a comment or better even a mail. You should see mine in the chat.
Oh, it's just in the Zoom.
Yeah. Just take this mail address.
There we go.
Can you clean with our iPads too?
Yes, you can bring the iPads in. All right, mates. We're about to do the school run with the other kids. So.
I'm so gutted I didn't win. So gutted. That's true.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce. You had the chance. Yeah. You really had the chance.
Because I really need another flight stick now.
Yeah. Now it looks like it works quite nice, but yeah. I would have hoped it worked this way the whole way.
Mario, when you're writing your new book, The Art of Successful Streaming.
This will be a chapter
history.
of it, of course.
We should do this every week.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
For your entertainment at least. I don't even know what I stream at the moment. Probably just the background.
Yeah, it's only the background.
Oh god, that's terrible. Okay, so what do we do? Keep zooming or end the zoom and keep streaming? I don't know.
Who knows? Any questions?
Yeah, maybe those few guys here might use the chance to talk to Bruce and ask him something. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ooh, is it you, Mario, singing?
No? Did you think I get drunk on the live stream out of frustration?
You should watch Bot Grinder's stream in a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
Who watches Bot Grinder? Yeah, everybody watches Bot Grinder.
It's quite a character, yes?
I also watch Joshua Bardwell.
Yeah.
And Rotor Riot. Also not bad.
We fell asleep with that.
Lullaby.
Something like that.
It looks like currently the stream is actually working, which surprises me a bit. Gift from Zoom.
This meeting no longer has a time limit. Thank you for choosing beautiful and sweet.
So is that Zoom singing?
I don't know.
This is weird. Very weird. Maybe it's their way of saying you've been online too long.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use Zoom. It is Justin's dad.
What the hell?
I kicked somebody. I'm so proud of myself, I kicked him out. There's so many fails in this thing.
So I have had punching all.
No,
Justin's dad's back.
That's the same thing, Bruce, as before. If
Justin.
OBS runs, it captures all
Who
the
the
same.
Your dad is actually.
Who the heck? Who the heck is pretending to be my dad? Who the heck is doing that?
Bruce.
So is this good content?
Sure it is.
This question comes a lot from this one Canadian camera vlogger.
All I want is the perfect camera.
Camera conspiracies.
Yeah, you watch him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
he's good. Yeah,
He's
I love
weird,
him.
but great.
Yeah. Let's hope the Canon cripple hammer doesn't appear.
Yeah.
Who knows Rotor Riot?
Yeah.
I haven't
A
heard.
bit commercial. They're very commercial though. They're always pushing the product. But that's all right. They're going to make a living. Skidoosh joined at least in the chat. Oh.
Warm welcome to Skidoosh. That's a friend from China, an
I
American
found
guy
finding
living in
those
China.
on Omega.
Oh no.
No,
Not again.
on Zoom. I found finding us on Zoom.
You'll be back.
Does somebody of you fly tiny whoops?
The
Yep.
tiniest of my whoopsies is like this here.
That's not a tiny whoop. That's a
it's not
2-inch.
tiny, but it's tiny enough for me.
So Mario, you need a lot of quads, right?
If you don't
Good
crash,
joke.
you're not trying.
Yeah.
True.
Correct.
Or you own a DJI and you're too scared to fly.
I don't crash too often, to be honest.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But
So-
it's most of these
Jump.
quads is thanks to you guys, because those are all review quads, or most of them.
More than you, Mario.
Thomas, what's that?
I can't make the stream any worse, but then again, you never know.
Don't stop trying though. Give it a go.
You can try, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm this.
So Mario, you've got a lot of quads on your wall. Unfortunately, I've given most of mine away. What are you going to do with them all?
I keep them for the random flight.
Has someone got
Lock
any
meeting.
tips
Lock
for
meeting, no one else can
tuning?
join. Hallelujah.
Yes. Yes, someone does have tips for tuning.
Okay, because I have no idea how to tune my quad and it doesn't fly quite as well as I want it to fly.
It's probably the pilot.
Guaranteed in my case.
I I would say actually fly fine.
I haven't had to tune it a quad. So this is the only one I've had to tune because the motors were getting really hot. But usually I find that if you're using a modern F4 or better flight controller with beta flight, it's very uncommon, I've found, to have to actually do much in the way of tuning at all. Most of them I just fly stock and they're better than me. Yeah. But the thing is, if you beta flight stock tune is pretty good unless you're really a good pilot. So maybe you're a really good pilot, because I just leave mine. I very rarely tune my quads. The only one I've tuned a bit is the Beta FPV, this thing, which the motor's running really hot. I had to wind back the D term a little bit.
Check that out.
What?
Well,
What?
I thought.
What you got? Oh, you just got something.
That is the emax Baby Hawk HD.
Ooh, I got the baby.
Great.
I got the Baby Hawk Freestyle. Oh, Tiny Hawk.
I would
Tiny
love
Hawk
to
Freestyle.
review it, but I didn't get it yet. It looks good.
We have got a live unboxing going on here.
Hold on. Catman, keep
Bruce.
talking, so we will have you in a big view.
Oh, it's so exciting!
Don't stop talking.
Really?
That's, oh my god, that's a live unboxing. Oh,
Live
it's so
unboxing.
amazing. Come on, continue.
Someone
Don't
record
stop
this.
talking. Don't stop talking or the picture will be small. You can even sing if you want.
Yeah, sing in the background. That'll work.
Live unboxing. I'm under pressure here. This is my first unboxing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you can start a YouTube career out of this. Catman.
UK, this was £250, so that's
about $300, I guess.
about $315.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll bind it up and fly it. Come on.
I'm not happy.
Indoor flying.
It comes with the TBS micro antenna, which is shit, isn't it? Tomorrow's maiden.
Maiden now. Come on.
No.
You can do this.
Crossfire version, is that the one you got?
Oh, it'll take me an hour to update it.
Nah, I've got a battery. Let's go.
Battery.
Need a longer lead though.
Look at that.
When Bruce tells you to fly, you gotta fly, man. You gotta fly.
At least give it
Tell
a
him no.
yeah, give it a test glide at least.
Test glide.
It's a quad and not a plane.
It doesn't matter.
Can you glide a quad? Well, you can. You can glide it to the ground.
Yeah, well, it's the only way it's going to go. People don't test glide stuff. When I was a kid, when I was young and dinosaurs roamed the world, we test glided everything. But today we just fly small windowless buildings and they don't glide.
Now, always do a test flight, line of sight, and then rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday tomorrow, so Saturday is 50 packs day. They always fly 50 packs on Saturday.
50 packs.
I've only got 3.
You don't want to buy. Well, don't buy the DJI drone. You'll bankrupt yourself if you want to fly 50 packs.
No. Take 5 quads, 10 packs for each quad. Good day's flying.
You must have been very rich before you bought all those batteries.
I'll show you the quad wall. Here's the quad wall.
Look at that. Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
You're talking to a man who owns 50 quads. At least 50 quads.
And you fly them all.
Your money with you, so spend it. They're all flown.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
all
you could
flown.
send it to Mario. Give him a super chat.
No.
That's why
I would need a quad super chat.
Sure.
That's
Yeah, the hex is brilliant. Now that you want one of these. Now that's brilliant.
He's got one. Mario's got one. He just reviewed it.
I'm supposed to show it, so Banggood's happy.
Yeah, all sorts of batteries. Flies on 650s, 850s, 1000s, 1300s. Flies on everything. Brilliant quad. Love it. And
That's
we'll have both. We'll have both. Have the LR as well. Wait, God.
But look
I'll
at
tell you the
this
best
nice boat.
quad still is probably one of the oldest quads. This quad still is probably one of the oldest quads. The XJB 145. We've flown that every day for 3 years and it still flies well.
Sounds like my ex-hover, my old ex-hover MX P200. That's been the rescue quad for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I'm flying
Hubert is still
giving up on analog. I'm flying analog and DJI. I've not given up on analog.
Same here. About 80% of my flying's still analog. I love it.
Yeah.
I could only afford that Chuck Attitude V4s. So
What's Catman?
Show yourself. Yeah, it's taken a few years to get 50 quads though.
What's your goal? How many do you want to have in a year's time?
I was supposed to have no more quads, and then the emax came out.
Wee.
So do you build yourself or just buy ready to fly?
I spent the first 3 years building, but buying them flies are so good now. There's no need. They're so good and so cheap. There's no need. As long as you know how to fix them, that's all that matters. But yeah, there's no need to be. Flying time wasted. 3 hours building a quad. I still go and fly 30 packs.
Definitely. That's the same for me.
When I was young and dinosaurs around the world, we had to cut down our own balsa trees, mill the wood, dry it. Oh, things were different back then. Now you just walk in.
I'm probably older than you.
I tried to build a balsa wood plane. I've even once built the balsa wood glider.
Yeah, I remember the old days. In fact, I go back further. My first multi-rotor had 3 helicopter gyros on it.
Okay, that's even harder.
Yeah, that's what we did. Tricopters with helicopter gyros, and they were really hard to fly. And they drifted badly.
David Winterstein had this tricopter with the KK board, right? That's where I jumped into it.
Naze 32 boards, I've got heaps of those. Naze 32, Revision 5, Revision 6.
All days.
I caught flies on the Naze 32 Revision 6.
Well, I can see that the title for this video, the biggest streaming fail on YouTube. That'll get a lot of clicks. You'll get a lot of traffic.
Okay, I swapped to probably very crappy laptop audio. Now even Catman left the room.
I'm looking for on the table. I'm trying to update my Vista.
Yeah, that's Windows Vista was never a very good operating system, so update it as soon as you can. Bring the singer back. I will. They actually demand to bring the singer back in the Zoom meeting, so I will disable the lock the meeting. New participants can join. So if somebody fancies joining this funny round here, go ahead.
So I have a question. I'm looking for better picture quality. You are using filters in front of the camera. Which filter you are using to make such good videos?
I just have Mavic filters, Mavic ND filters, and you have to use some double-sided sticky tape to make the lens wider, and then you just stick it on it. Freewell Gear Mavic Pro filters, ND filters. The thing with the ND filter is you get some motion blur, which is a good thing for the grass, because if you fly over low grass, you have a lot of information there that you don't actually need. And if you blur this fast-moving grass out, then you can use, or the system uses the bitrate for other stuff that you actually want to see. So that was my whole point about why using ND filters is a good thing. ND16 is a good all-around filter. ND8 or ND16, but of course, if it's in the evening or if it's too dull, you want to remove the ND filter because it then gets only grainy. But in general, I really very much enjoyed the picture I get with the ND filter is almost GoPro footage like then. It's very cinematic already while you fly, and that's really nice to have.
The interesting thing is that with the 50 megabit system, I think you can get a better picture of the DVR than from the onboard recording with the DJI unit, because that's only 40 megabits on the onboard recording. So you better just record in the goggles.
Yeah, and I never had good experience with the Air unit recordings, because they always stopped recording on me, even with the best of SD cards.
The only other problem I have with the DJI camera is it's got a really funny green profile. The greens come out too bright. You have to do a bit of work in editing just to drop those greens back a bit, or it looks a bit artificial, at least when I do it. All those people in the chat, would you like to see another stream like this, or maybe even a better one? Put your comments in the chat now. Both of the people watching should do that.
Put your comments in the super chat now.
Yeah. Highest bid wins.
Yeah.
If you send Mario $5, we'll do it again. If you send him $10, we won't. Yep. One thing I didn't know until the other day, you know, when you go on a stream in the chat, there's often there's quite a lag between when you put something in the chat and the people on the stream recognize it. When you start a live stream, always click on the ×2 speed and you'll catch up, because quite often it's like 20 seconds behind. And if you click on ×2, it'll whiz up and so that there's very little lag between the chat and the actual video stream. So that's a tip I picked up the other day. It makes a huge difference.
So if you want
RC Ritter is the winner. He sent $2. $4. Twice. Look at that. Ooh, super chat. My hat goes off to you.
You won twice, yeah.
You won. I got the Blake Conspiracy 220. It has a NACE 32, revision 6, and he runs clean flight.
Well, I run clean flight on my NACEs. I don't use Betaflight. Clean flight flies much better on a NACE 32. It really does than Betaflight, because only you get the really old versions of Betaflight, I think. But I'd say spend $30 and upgrade your flight controller to make a world of difference. Buy an F4 flight controller if you can. It'll make it into a totally different quad.
Okay.
Would have been great if you had won this flight control then.
Yeah, what a shame.
I think I've tried a giveaway once and it didn't work. Yeah.
Next time it could be you.
You can try to drop me a mail, Justin, and I will ask SpeedyB if they can send out 2. That's not a promise, but I will try. That could be a really good flight control for your copter.
Okay.
So.
And what should I write to you?
Just your mail address, and it's too early for your shipping address, but just to have your contact, and I will ask SpeedyB for a second. I don't know if they do it, but I can try. Would be nice.
Okay. So I should just write you my address, or?
Just write me a mail and say hi, and I will come back to you if I hear something good from SpeedyB. I hope so, and they should. Now the pressure is on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll guilt them into giving you one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah, isn't it great? This will go down in the history of YouTube.
I'm gonna throw this in because when the hell am I gonna be on a stream with Bruce at the same time? Thanks for everything you do for the hobby.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I can say it personally. I mean, like, when the hell am I gonna be able to do that?
No problems. I haven't been on a stream with John before, so it's good for me too.
One of the first videos I watched by you was you were showing the old school receivers with the crystals and all that.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind.
and go around flying, and I really look forward to go out and fly more if the weather permits soon enough. And now I got 2 DJI goggles, so I can have passenger view. Bruce, did you try the audience mode on DJI FPV with the second pair of goggles?
Yeah, I have on the FPV system. Yeah, does it work on the drone though? On the DJI drone?
No, there you would need 2 V2 goggles.
2 version 2s. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it works at all. But what was amazing to me, and this was quite new, I was using audience mode when a friend flew up to a mountain. And in audience mode, you see how crappy the video of DJI can be if it doesn't do the retransmissions. And it was amazing to me.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I was flying with a guy and he flew quite a long distance and the audience mode was terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And there you kind of appreciate their bi-directional communication with the goggles. It really changes a lot. Yeah. Okay.
No.
And Mario, do you think that for the V1 version, which I have, is it maybe later possible due to an update or something like this to get the video out so that someone else could see it on the phone or something like this?
A friend found out a way to root his Android phone and connect it via USB-C and then have this video out functionality. And they were planning to do some cheap DIY project with a $60 Raspberry Pi or something like that. I don't know. And in theory, it's possible, but it's not too easy. But it will probably never reach the public because then DJI would probably come after you if you publish such things.
And ZBear99 has asked me, what video transmitter antenna combo would you use for the Cadex Ratel for plain FPV? There's really a lot of good stuff out there. It just depends on what you can get at the right price. As far as antennas, you can use one of the Pagoda types if you're not going to be flying overhead a lot, and they're pretty good. There's a lot. I've had pretty good luck actually. Mario didn't have such good luck, but with the Foxeer Lollipop Micro, that's working really well for me on one of my drones. I'm really surprised. And the standard Lollipops aren't too bad either. So yeah, most of the gear's pretty good these days actually. Just choose whatever is going to fit and whatever fits your wallet.
Whenever I came back to my Vortex 250 with the integrated, like watch it, an HV Tramp or something like this, this always had the clearest image for me. Maybe because it's an integrated system.
I can completely agree with that. And I know two other people who had Vortexes who also agree with that. There was just something that Immersion did with that build that made video from that thing super, super clean. The Vortex 250 was really ahead of its time. It really was.
Maybe it's just filtered well on the copter. So it's not the Tramp alone, but filtered well and integrated good.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think that's probably it as well.
Yeah, good power is important. Any kind of noise on the power lines will really mess your video up. You get that little herringbone pattern or the little horrid diagonal lines, and they vary with throttle. That ruins the whole experience.
Yeah, and that's totally the way with digital, but in a way it's still there. You just don't see it. You just get a worse range maybe and worse bitrate on like sloppy DIY builds with DJI FPV, but you don't see it so easy anymore, right?
No, that's right. Well, the digital disguises, digital is, much better than analog like that. But I've got to say, the reason I like flying analog, and I still fly a lot of analog, is basically down to OLED goggles. I mean, OLED goggles, the picture is not as sharp, it's not as clear, but the colors and the contrast, it's just such a pretty picture that it's so much fun to fly it.
Yeah. I think they were hoping for the V2 goggles to have OLED screens, but I think they don't have. Or do they? I don't know this.
No, they're just LCDs. There's not much difference between the V1s and the V2s. The V2s appear to dual boot. So if you're in the FPV drone, it runs completely different software, I think, to when you're running with an air unit. But I certainly hope they bring out a version 2 air unit, which has the 4K 60 camera and the dual band operation. So they'll still work, with the... and if they bring out a version 2 air unit that works with the new transmitter, the new little tiny transmitter, I think it'll encourage more people to buy the DJI drone because they'll have a progression path. Once they've tied that drone, they can then use the transmitter and the goggles instead of just only being able to use the goggles.
Yeah. There's still a lot of people hoping for the V2 remote control to work with the version 1 air units. That would be nice as well, but we will see if this happens.
Yeah, I don't know that it will because I think Ian from Mads Tech was saying that they're still using with the new DJI drone, 2.4 gig is always active. There's something always being transmitted on 2.4 gig, even on when you're using it on 5.8. So maybe because the standard air units don't have any dual band capability, maybe that's what's restricting them from using that.
Yeah, it could be. And he also wrote somewhere that it were completely different teams at DJI that built the DJI drone versus the air units.
Yeah, they do have a lot of fragmentation in their development teams.
Well, maybe too early to say, but I worry that they may just not put that much more effort into the whole air units that we have now. They might just leave it alone for a while. Or who knows, like maybe they dabbled in this side of FPV for a while, and now their focus is just going to be this new drone, and they're not going to,
This is quite well possible, yeah. And somebody said they made a lot of experience with the air units and put all of this experience into the drone now.
Yeah.
This home icon is so sexy in the DJI drone, right? Right, Bruce?
The what?
The home icon, the home location.
That could have been a bit more an H. You know, I get the same effect flying analog if I stand under a rugby goalpost.
Oh, okay.
I get exactly the same, and it doesn't cost me $1,300.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But it's something wrong with having a return to home on a freestyle drone. It scares me. It scares me. I had one failsafe behind a big tree, and that was okay. But you've got the option. You can rise up and return to home. You can hover, or you can do a landing. But for example, in the footage that DJI used to promote this drone, where you're flying out across the sea through a big sort of archway of rock, none of those fail-safe systems will be reliable, because if, for example, you decide you want to return home and it fail-safes under the rock arch, it's going to rise up into the rock arching and then crash back into the sea. If you have hover where you are, well, it'll just sit there till the battery goes flat and it falls in the water. And if you have auto land, it's going to land in the sea. So it's a bit of a worry. And I've had it as a fail-safe behind a tree. And if I was flying under the trees and it fail-safe and it had return to home activated, it's just going to try and drill a hole up through the tree canopy before it comes back home. So I just prefer having a drone that my fail-safe is fall out of the sky, because I know you're made of carbon, you're not going to break.
Most serious pilots do it this way, I guess. Yeah, but if you want to do long range and if you want to have the chance to get the thing back, then return to home landing is probably a good option. What I was wondering about with the DJI FPV drone, even though they have obstacle avoidance sensors, they are not used on their way home in a return to home, which is kind of step back, right?
It kind of defeats the purpose, really, doesn't it?
So what is this obstacle avoidance for then? Just these fancy orange and red marks for the pilot to give him warnings, right?
Yeah, it's basically to tell you you're about to crash.
Yeah. They could also...
We told you so.
They could also use some little dollar signs as a crash indicator.
But yeah, like the simulator, where after every crash, it tells you how much it's going to cost you to repair the drone. But the thing that also amazes me, it's 2021. This is actually the only drone RC system I have which doesn't have voice telemetry. Keep an eye on the battery volt or battery percentage left. Keep an eye on the signal strength. Keep an eye on things. You've got to keep constantly scanning things. You have to poll that data. Whereas I much prefer to fly until my radio says, RSSI low or battery low or whatever.
Totally, yeah.
And then I can enjoy the immersive experience without having to be distracted by making sure I'm not getting too low on something. I can just program it and it'll tell me. I would have thought that for $1,300, given that you can buy $99 radios with OpenTX and voice telemetry, that we would have got voice telemetry with this.
I came to get used to the voice telemetry on my Tango 2, because on some of the builds or copters I have, I didn't have OSD capability on DJI, because sometimes I mess up the soldering job bad. And then when I'm lucky, I have the Crossfire with telemetry. And Crossfire and telemetry, you have a lot of... And I love Oscar Liang's tutorials on how to program the damn OpenTX to give you all the right warnings when you need them, and not on just RSSI low. But you know these tutorials. That's a great way.
Yeah, so it's pretty low tech in that regard. I am surprised.
Yeah, and also the battery warnings are nice on voltage.
Mine's usually about 40. I've flown down to 40 usually. What do you fly down to, Mario?
I never know, because I'm confused between RSSI and link quality. Link quality being 300% and how it is shown in the DJI FPV. I think then it can be down to 40% or something like this. I read something on Oscar's blog about this recently, but it's still confusing to me.
Mario, just a question. For next time, if you're doing a giveaway, how do you actually enter in the giveaway in the stream? How does that work?
Oh, this time I fancied that I want to have a lot of guys in the Zoom meeting, and I just roll the dice, and whoever is number 5, 6, or 7 in the Zoom window would be the lucky winner. That's what it was today. It was number 3, which was Fritz Ritter in America.
We'll perhaps do it like Botgrinder does, where basically in the chat people type "gimme" and there's software you can run on the chat thing, which then pulls out. But when you can have hundreds of people entering them, because let's face it, next week we'll probably have several thousand people watching the stream, so you can't fit them all in a Zoom meeting.
I will try with my internet connection. I can.
After having heard about this stream and the fails that were in it, it'll be very popular.
Because I sort of got a when I maybe get the flight controller from you, Mario, I got to sort of actually maybe also explain to my parents how I got a flight controller for a FPV drone.
They will for sure think you stole it somewhere.
Where? Why should I steal it? I don't know anybody who flies FPV by us in Tirol, and there's no FPV specific shops by us around in Tirol. I only know one in Vienna.
But you have a lot of cool mountains over there, so there should be a lot of guys doing mountain diving. But since Trappy moved away from there, maybe there's a void.
What Trappy did you?
Trappy, TBS, Team Black Sheep, founder and owner, CEO of Team Black Sheep, is actually from
Raphael
Tirol.
Perker.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't know this as a Tyrolean.
The grandfather of FPV.
Yeah, right.
Well,
just watch the old TBS videos and you will see a lot of Tirol locations from him with his wings diving down your mountains. So that was an inspiration for a lot. To conclude this video, what have we learned today? And what can we improve for the next one?
I think we could improve everything for the next time.
No, not the content that came from the participants of this Zoom meeting. You guys were awesome, and you helped me through this a lot, especially you, of course, Bruce. But yeah,
I was just laughing on the sideline.
with all my IT background, I was still struggling a lot with modern IT. So. And I will do this again. I don't know when. Next week is probably too soon. I will need to collect more research.
More time to recover.
I need time to recover. Can we agree this was the last joke in this stream?
Of course.
There shall not be any more fun than this.
Andy RC's in the chat.
Oh, Andy RC. He's a bit late to the party. And I literally invited everyone over my Facebook account, but it was a very unfortunate timing, I guess, as well. Most of the Americans are eating at this time. And you will have your morning coffee then, Bruce? Or did you have it?
Yes, I'll go and have a coffee.
Yeah.
And then I'll go out and watch the model jets that are flying this weekend, get some more video.
I will have to watch a few. I will have to catch up on your videos. Especially on the DJI FPV drone video. I collected a lot of video, but I'm still not sure what I will tell in my review and if I do one at all. But I
should get my 2 next DJI videos will be up sometime today or tomorrow, so you can watch those. Click on the ads, subscribe, all that stuff.
Bruce, what I always wanted to ask you, do you have mid-rolls there?
No, there are no mid-rolls in my
Why
videos.
Don't you have any mid-rolls?
Because I hate them. And I thank you, Mario, for not putting mid-rolls in your ads. And since I haven't used mid-rolls, my average view count per video has gone up enormously, actually. I'm getting far more views. My weekend videos used to get like 4,000 or 5,000 views. Now I'm getting twice that.
Someone in the chat asked if we can have Bardwell and Botgrinder and still stay under 30 views. I could almost guarantee for this.
We specialize in staying under 30 views on this stream.
Staying under the radar. And everybody will bite his ass that he wasn't part of this amazing stream.
Yeah.
And for this reason, we will make this a one-time only stream. We cannot continue this. Okay. Andy, thanks for stopping by there, Andy RC. DJI drone review. Andy, did you already do a review? I didn't see it. And with DJI reviews, how crazy was this? In my subscriber feed, I had like 20 or 30 videos at the same time when this thing came out. I mean, of course, it was the press embargo was lifted and everybody timed their videos.
I heard just through the grapevine that some of the social influencers who reviewed the DJI product were given quite a bit of DJI credit for their reviews. So if it's true,
that's normally how it goes if you are large enough. So you should make a lot of money with reviews, Bruce. You should.
Yeah, they didn't give me any credit, and I wouldn't have taken it anyway. But it does explain why some of the reviews tend to be glossing over some of the weaker points of the craft. But fear not, I won't be doing that.
Bit of editing.
Yeah, no, but the really large YouTubers get crazy amounts for showing anything in YouTube.
That's why I'm thinking of pivoting my channel, changing the focus to a beauty vlog. I think I'll be doing beauty vlogging. Guy liner, polish, you know.
You lost this to Le Trip already, Bruce.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He's
and Bot Grinder, of course.
Oh, Bot Grinder, he does it with style.
Yeah.
Le Trip is a nice guy.
Yeah, sure. But
and his girlfriend's really good at crashing DJI drones.
I haven't seen that video yet.
Oh, you should go and watch that one. She crashes into a pole.
Yeah, but it was not a crash, it was fatal.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's really time to end this while it's still good. From here it can only go down.
When you start at the bottom, Mario, you can only go up.
Yeah.
True.
No, we had the highs
you can't
there.
fall down further.
It's been very enjoyable stream. One of the best streams I've been on for a long time. And I go on quite a few streams. So
it was really nice, just because of the people and not because of the tech. And that's probably a very good thing that we can take out of this stream, that people is what matters in the hobby and everywhere. And
it was great to be on a stream with John and Fritz and Justin.
You, Bruce and Mario, I'm very big fan of both of your channels.
That speaks for you, of course.
Good taste.
And I'm sure he'll recover his senses soon.
Yeah, correct. Okay, so have a great weekend, all of you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for actually making a stream everybody can enter in.
Yeah, it was terrible, and then it worked. At the end, it worked as I thought, like in a way that we can see each other and talk to each other. But yeah, maybe it will be better next time.
When's the next one coming? In 2 weeks?
I don't have any plans now.
Okay.
But maybe there's some pressure after this stream and after Bruce pushes this like crazy. But I'm not sure if I can live up to this hype then.
But can you maybe make it at about roughly the same daytime again, maybe?
Yeah, but maybe not Friday, but rather Saturday, where more people would have time. I guess it would be better then.
Yeah, Saturday evening is better.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
It was a pleasure chatting with you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you all later.
Yep.